So let's start with some more recent news. Let's talk about Hasbro. Doesn't really seem to be looking that good. I mean, their CEO says they would like to stay here, but they have shareholders to satisfy. So what are you doing to keep them either in Pawtucket or just in Rhode Island in general?
I believe Hasbro belongs in Rhode Island. They've been here for over 100 years. It's a Rhode Island company, and I've made it very clear to the CEO of the company that I'm going to do everything I can to keep them here. It's a Rhode Island tradition. It's a Rhode Island company. I have a great relationship with the company. They're a fantastic corporate citizen. I think they want to stay here, and so over the next few months, I'll stay in close contact with them and do whatever we can to keep them here. And I am optimistic that that would be the outcome.
Any kind of incentives, tax-wise, that you're looking at there?
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'd like to think that we wouldn't need to do that, but as with any company, we want the jobs, we want a good corporate citizen, and I'm going to stay in close touch with them to see what we can make happen.
Okay. Now, Hasbro, like we said, is a Pawtucket company. It's been kind of a tough year for Pawtucket. They've lost a lot of things, Memorial, the Paw Sox, potentially Hasbro. Are you working extra hard to keep that area afloat?
Yes, of course. I would say there's a chance Hasbro will stay in Pawtucket. Obviously, that's everyone's first choice. If we can make that happen, we'll do it. If we can't make that happen, we really have to keep them in Rhode Island. The mayor, I think, is putting together an economic development strategy, which he should be doing because he had a tough year, as you say. And I'm here for him. We're here for the Blackstone Valley. We're opening this year, really excited. We're opening a new job training center in Woonsocket, which is going to serve all the people in Blackstone Valley. And I think the best days are ahead for Pawtucket. We have to put our back into it and be there and help continue to support the mayor to do his best to keep jobs flowing here.
Let's talk a little bit about the budget and the very big deficit. It's about $200 million now.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
How deep are the cuts?
Yeah. So I would say, as I reflect at the end of the year, Rhode Island's in a great spot. We have more jobs than we've ever had. Our revenue in the budget is strong. That's because people are working. We haven't raised taxes, but more people are working and making more money, so we have better revenue. So as I sit down to balance this budget, we begin with strength. We begin with strength because we have a strong economy and we're investing in our future. It is a difficult budget. There's no doubt about it. It's one of the biggest holes I've ever had to fill since being governor. And so there will be cuts. And if I do my job right, no one will be fully happy because everyone's going to have to give a little in order for us to close the gap. I'm committed to balancing the budget without raising broad-based taxes. I don't want to raise people's income tax. I don't want to raise the sales tax. I don't want to raise the tax on small businesses, which means that there will be cuts and difficult choices. We've balanced it every year I've been here. We'll do it again this year.
And if there's a deficit, obviously that means there's overspending. How are you planning to kind of rein that in at state agencies while trying to anticipate needs?
Right. Some of the overspending is on us to do a better job to control costs, and we will do that. So, for example, overtime. We have a few departments where overtime expenses are too high, and I've made it clear to my directors, we need a plan to live within your budget. Every family does it. We need to do it. Live within your budget. Some of the over expenditures are because more people are showing up on our door and we need to take care of them. DCYF. DCYF is running a budget. The opioid overdose crisis is very sad. It's tearing families apart. A lot of these kids are showing up in DCYF system more than we've ever seen, and we're going to take care of them. We're going to do the right thing. We're going to take them in. On paper, we're over budget, but we're not turning kids away. We're going to figure out a way to balance it out in the long run.
So we'll come back to that if we have time. But next I want to talk to you a little bit about the upcoming budget. Well, we're still on that subject, but an expansion of sports betting. Do you think that'll be
Yes.
part?
I do think so. We're looking at it now. I would like to, it's something I support. People do it, people enjoy it, so we ought to regulate it and tax it. And so we're looking at it right now to figure out exactly how we will do it.
Maybe online.
Yes, possibly online, possibly on your mobile device. We're looking at all the options.
So it's possible. Another thing is recreational marijuana. Massachusetts seems to be moving forward pretty quickly, but your position has always
Yeah.
kind of been, let's keep looking at it, let's wait, but is it time to get moving?
It could be. I will say I struggle with this. In a vacuum, I'm not a huge proponent of legalizing. Unfortunately, Connecticut is going to legalize next year, New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts. So I feel as though our hand is being forced. Obviously, if you live in Tiverton, there's marijuana a few hundred feet away. If you live in Westerly, it's literally on the border of Connecticut. So we're looking at it more seriously than I ever have. I will not do this for the money. Number one, there isn't as much money as people think. And number two, that's not the right reason to do it. The only reason I would get convinced and propose it is because I think it would help us make Rhode Island safer. And if it's going to be here because of our neighbors, then we need a way to regulate it and invest more in public safety to keep Rhode Islanders safe.
So you think that it is something that could happen during your tenure?
Yes,
Maybe this year?
possibly.
Okay. Something else, you're entering your second term. What kind of changes do you plan to make, maybe new government style? Are we going to see a new or different version of Gina Raimondo?
I don't think so. I am who I am, and the people obviously had a big victory on election night, so we must be doing something right. I'm honored to have the chance to work some more. When I started as governor, our economy was really in the dumps. People have been out of work for a long time. We had the highest unemployment rate in the country. Our roads and bridges were falling apart. We didn't even have a plan to fix it. And now we're on the move again. People are working, we're fixing our roads, we have companies moving here. My job now in the next 4 years is to sustain that, to make it stick, to make it last. I don't want this to be 1 good year or 2 good years. Let's keep it going so that 10 or 15 years from now we can look back and say, that was a real turning point in our economy. And our economy and our roads and our schools and our bridges, they're stronger forever.
Talk a little bit about some of your biggest legislative priorities and things you'd like to see the General Assembly tackle.
Number one thing is to keep the economic success going. So we're just turning the corner and we're just starting to see some success. Let's keep the pedal to the metal. We want more companies to move here. We want a robust economic development program and job training. The name of the game in this economy is job training. So whether that means expanding Promise or whether that means expanding apprenticeships, I want to make a promise to everybody in Rhode Island that if they're willing to work hard, they can get a good job in Rhode Island. And that means they need to have the skills they need to get a good job. And I want to promise them that they can go get those skills and get a good job, regardless if they're 18 and just starting out or 50 and need some new skills to get a new job.
So we got the priority questions out of the way. We're good. Standardized testing results, not where they should be, not what everyone is enjoying to see. You spend a lot of time on school construction, but do you think maybe it's time to spend a little bit more time on what happens in the classroom?
I would say yes. So first of all, they were very disappointing results. Our kids deserve better, and we're going to stick with it until they get better. We have been doing a lot, but it takes more than 2 years. It's taken Massachusetts 20. So what we have to do is stick with it. Higher standards, a relevant curriculum so kids are learning what they need to learn to either go to college or get a job. More school. We need universal pre-K. We need all-day K. We need a robust vocational training program so kids who don't want to go to college can get out of high school and get a good job. Supporting our teachers. In Massachusetts, they have more professional development and higher quality professional development. So I would say I'm not going to start to do a lot of different things in a second term. We're going to stick with what's working, and we're going to be more urgent about it, and continue to follow the Massachusetts path and stick with it, because we know that that's been working.
Let's go back a little bit to Hasbro and the business climate in general. We heard a lot from you about cutting red tape last year. That was a big phrase that you used, referring and rolling back a lot of regulations and everything. But I think the general constituency feels like we're still losing a lot of businesses, and a lot of small businesses. So why? And what more red tape do you think needs to be cut to help keep people here?
Yeah. Having run a small business myself, I can tell you there's always too much red tape, because if you're running a business, whatever it is, any minute you have to spend at City Hall or at the DMV or dealing with the government is a minute that you would rather be spending running your business. So we've done a lot. We weeded out hundreds of regulations. We put a lot of stuff online where you used to have to do it on paper. We got rid of the notary requirement for a lot of things. But we have to do more. For every bit we've done, there's probably twice as much to do. I will say the results, though, are terrific. So businesses aren't leaving. Businesses are coming here. We have more people working than at any time ever in Rhode Island's history. We doubled the number of small business loans we gave out. I did some Christmas shopping the other day on Hope Street in Providence, because I try to do all my shopping local. By the way, everybody do your shopping local if you can. So I went out, and my son and I went to a half a dozen stores in our neighborhood. The first store we went to received a small business loan. The next store we went to was part of the 10,000 Small Businesses program, and they doubled their business. A couple stores later, they thanked us for the Main Street grant, which was used to spruce up that street. So, is everything perfect? No. Is it still hard to run a small business? Yes. But we are making progress. And over the next 4 years, I want to stay on that path.
Real quick, do you have any plans that you can share with us right now for maybe the McCoy or the Apex sites?
We're working hard on that. We have been, since the day after the Paw Sox made that announcement, my team and I got on the phone to try to find alternatives. And we're working hard on it. I don't have anything concrete to announce, but I am optimistic that we will be able to fill McCoy with an alternative use.
There's nothing specific now. We won't go
No.
into that too much, but is there anything else that you are working on right now? Anything new that maybe you want to share with us for the first time?
No, I don't. There's no magic to making Rhode Island better. It's just hard work every single day. Fix the roads, fix the schools, make job training work, make college more affordable, keep taxes low. It's an honor to serve. I'm going to keep doing that.
I've got a little bit more time here. I know you've announced this before, but there seems to be an issue with women being harassed at the State House. Is there a way that we can change the dialogue on that? If you think that's necessary, is that something you can be a leader on?
Yes, in my administration, we have a zero tolerance policy for sexual harassment. I set the tone at the top, and everybody knows zero tolerance. The fact of the matter is, everybody, man or woman, deserves to be able to go to work and work in a place free of harassment. It's very disappointing to me that the General Assembly doesn't have a policy. It's 2018, soon to be 2019. I'd like to see them put a policy in place and stick to that policy. And let's make 2019 a year where we make some of these changes so that people feel safe working here, and frankly, so the public knows serious work happens here, and they can have confidence in the work that happens in the State House.
So do you have any knowledge that this is something that will happen in the General Assembly this year?
I don't, and you ought to talk to them, although I'm urging them in the strongest possible way to make this the year that they take some action.
Okay. Anything else you want to share with us right now?
Just to say Merry Christmas to everybody, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. as Rhode Islanders, we're ending the year strong, and let's make it an even better 2019. And to the families out there who haven't had a good year or who still aren't feeling our economic recovery, we're going to stay at it until you do. We're going to stick with this until every family in Rhode Island feels part of this recovery.